Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Faith to Impact and Income show with Dustin Hill. Super excited to be here with you today and to talk about the hidden benefit of asking for help. So it's really interesting, and I'll dive into a story, in a second. But what's interesting to me is that, like, why do we need to ask for help, right? Like, what's the point? Why do we need to do that? And so, first of all, the reason is we might actually get help. So that might seem kind of obvious, but that's why I'm a big believer in prayer, and praying for help from God because he can help you, right? He can help all of us, to figure out some different things that we're working on, whether that's in our family life or in our business or whatever that is. He can definitely help. Coaches can help too. If you're asking for that help, they know, okay, this is what you need help with. I can help you in that way or point you in that direction. Even family and friends, right? Like we may actually get the help when we actually ask for it. So that's like the obvious choice, or the obvious reason that you ask for help. But what is kind of the hidden benefit? So the hidden benefit of that. And so, I want to tell you about an experience that I had. So a lot of you know that I'm a director of software engineering at a company called Move Medical. So we do medical device industry software to really help them with their logistics and that type of stuff. And I won't dive into all of that, but that's my day job. And then I'm also building a business right now, really helping people with events, right? Of helping people through summits, challenges, live events, and that type of thing. And so that's why I'm doing this podcast, is to help people with that, but to also help people with faith. And how do you do that with faith and business and that type of thing? And so with my day job, I was working on this problem, and I typically work on iOS apps, and so we have this one flagship app that I work on. And so I had this problem, and I remember, like, I just couldn't quite figure out what was going on. And, if you've ever looked at coding before, it's basically just a ton of text that you just have to write in a specific way, and then it shows up on your screen and things. It's kind of crazy if you've never seen it before. But, there's like, sometimes there's these different things that you're trying to do in code that can be really challenging and really difficult. And so I'm looking at that and trying to figure out, what do I need to do here? And I'm not exactly sure how to figure out this problem. And so I've gone through a couple different ideas, and then I reach out to my coworker to ask for help. And so what's really interesting is, as I start asking for help, my brain like kicks in and it starts figuring out the answer. And I'm sure that you've seen this before, right? The thing, like, where you actually ask for help, but then by the time you explain it or you type it out or whatever it is, then you actually figure out the solution. And so it's really interesting because I don't know much about this as far as like the brain and how that all works, but I imagine there's something in our brain that kicks in when we start to like ask for help. When we start to ask, our brain kicks in a different mode, and it's trying to think through, okay, I'm going to ask for help, but have I thought through this or this or this? Like when we're not asking for help, for whatever reason, we didn't think of that solution. But then when we start to explain it and start to ask for that, there must be something in our brain that kind of kicks in, to really check out, hey, is there some other solution here? Is there something else that we can do? And so that's the hidden benefit of really asking for help, is that sometimes you just simply figure it out, right? You figure out what that problem is. And it's kind of funny because, once you are explaining it like I was to my coworker, then I kind of realized, I was like, actually, as I started, explaining this to you, or, asking for help, I realized this actually might be the solution. And so I figured out, oh yeah, that actually was, and that's what I ended up doing. But it still was helpful for me to be able to get that feedback too of, hey, oh yeah, do you think that makes sense? This new solution that I just came up with right now, which is really interesting. And so that's really the benefit of asking for help. And I know that sometimes it can be hard to ask for help, that sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't want to burden someone else. I don't want to, get in the way or whatever that might be. But it really is good, when we can ask for help, because, I've noticed too that a lot of times people want to help, they actually want to help you. But when you don't ask for help and have a specific way that they can help, then it's hard for them to do that. And so, that's really what I just wanted to, encourage you with today, is just the importance of asking for help. So ask for help, ask God, ask your friends, ask your coach, ask me, I'm happy to help too. And so, but really just, that is an important concept. And it's really amazing to me too, that sometimes the act of actually asking allows us to actually figure out the problem that we're having. And so we'll keep this one short today, but wanted to encourage you with that. And so thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time.